Tiffany H, 32 is my age, and I'm a financial analyst. The main reason I started working was wanting to improve upon my workout program. Because the biggest piece of it when I was talking to you was improving on my times and things like that, and improving on or attempting to achieve the Boston qualifier. The other part was I gave you the here to here, based on where I was at, was not doing anything, wasn't necessarily looking at nutrition as well as I thought I would. I'd like to talk about it, you know, that's great, but it doesn't do well in terms of where I was at. And just give me a workout program that challenged me.
Okay.
I didn't know that every time. The anxiety was more just because it's like I never pushed my limits. So you always, every time I come, you always find a limit that I didn't know I had. So that was the biggest piece of it, was where are those limits, and knowing those limits, and knowing that what I didn't think I could do before, I actually can do. Not that, you know, from a work perspective and trying to figure out the work, the run, and the working out. So I always ran, I always worked out. I always ran and I always worked, but the working out in terms of working on the definition didn't always happen. So it was interesting to see, and I think the other part of it was trying to figure out how would I integrate all of that and still have time to have fun. So it all worked. One, making sure that you make time for that, and part of it is, you know, I always thought before, I'm like, well, I'm not going to have time to work out because it's not that fun. But it is fun coming here, and I think the biggest piece of it is making it a priority. So it was never really a priority before, and now it is. Very glad. My diet was, I wouldn't call it the best, it was okay. But like, now I actually think about it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to McDonald's. I'm like, no, I can't go to McDonald's. It's the worst thing. Because I'm like, I want to eat junk food. And I'm like, no, you can't eat junk food. Because then you'll feel like crap later. And then it'll come time to a workout. And I'm like, can't do it. It's amazing, it really is, because it's, like I said before, I never thought, I always saw I'm running, and I'll try to work out. But the cross-train days, you know, I was always afraid that I'd work out too hard if I did it on my own. And to be able to put all that together and still be able to run at the times and you know, that I'm trying to run at is realistic. So I think it's only improved. In fact, I think that's where being injury-free and being stronger and faster than I was before I started coming to you. Bonus! And many people ask, you know, where do you work out? And I always tell you that, you know, tell them it's with you. I think the biggest piece of it, honestly, is just, you make it fun. Like, if you're having a bad day, honestly, you make it fun. And you always taking a look at the goals and things like that, and make them achievable. You know, it's one of those where it's like, okay, well, what do you want to work on? And you explain how can you improve and things like that. So it's a win-win. I have successfully finished 2 marathons injury-free. So, which was pretty much impossible before, just because of the way I was training. It would either be a back issue or a leg issue or something like that. And knock on wood, injury-free for the first time in a long time.